Call me successful.
Jett Jones, welcome to Call Me Successful.
No, thank you for having me.
I'm very excited about this. You're a young gun, absolutely crushing it.
Oh, thank you.
Obviously one of our own, Ray White AKG, one of our elites. How's life?
I've been good, really, really busy. I've actually just moved myself as well. So, what is it, dabbling in what I do?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the phrase.
Guys, that's fine.
Yeah.
Busy as always. You're just telling me, how many appraisals have you booked this week?
So today alone, I kind of had, just thought I'd sit down and have a bit of fun on the phones and booked in about 7 appraisals, like most of them via desktop.
Yeah.
And I had a couple booked in for this afternoon. A couple needed to be rescheduled, but I've got one straight after here actually that I'm going to
Yeah.
as well.
Constantly busy. There's always new houses coming to market. You're constantly selling them. I saw you sell one, was it in 2 weeks on the local highway?
Yeah, so that one was actually quite interesting because it's on the corner, it's on the corner of Cyrus Road and on the Mount Lindsay Highway. The house is one of those ones that the more you looked at it is the worse it got. But it was around the corner from my parents' place as well. So I've been speaking to them for years, even before I'd come to Ray White.
Wow. Okay. Can you give everyone a bit of a background on who you are?
Yes, so we're talking from...
Let's go from, I guess you can become a bit more conscious as a teenager.
Yeah, so prior to real estate and stuff like that, we'd always kind of dabbled in real estate, to be honest with you. Like, we grew up in North Queensland. People say, oh, you talk about it a lot. I'm very proud of where I come from. We grew up in the mines outside of Mackay, so like Glendon, Moranbah. Don't look down at me for it. But so we did a lot of our schooling up there, and then when it come to high school, we ended up moving down here during the GFC.
Yeah. And
then me and both of my siblings, so I'm one of 3, we did our high schooling years down in Flagstone. And then, pretty much from there, that's where, because we'd always gotten up and moved every 12 months, courtesy of my father's work.
Okay.
Yeah, and from there, obviously, you learn quite a bit of it, and Mum and Dad had a few investment properties as well, so you learnt a bit about that as you go, and moving so often, you get it down to an art form, which I've found. So when the opportunity came for me to get into real estate, it's like, well, why not?
So did your parents let you sit at the table when, they were talking investment properties? Were you a part of that conversation?
Yeah. Listen, what is it? I'm more of a listener to start off with before I start asking questions. So you've got to hear everything that people have to say before, obviously you start asking the questions. But as we were probably opened up to it at quite a young age as well, like with how Mum and Dad were selling their properties, and then how we'd go about our moves, because we also had our grandfather, who's no longer here now, but he'd help us out with all the moves, like from even Mackay down to Brisbane. Yeah, we kind of got a good understanding of it from there from quite a young age.
So what did your dad do, can I ask?
So my dad works in transport, so currently self-employed, but he used to work out in the mines out towards Glendon and Moranbah.
Yep.
And then he got an opportunity in 2008 to move down here, and then that's how this started.
Yeah, right. So how would you describe your upbringing? Give me a few words.
How would I describe it? We're quite a vibrant family. Like, we're always hectic, on the go all the time. Like, we don't stop. It's a generational thing. My parents are like that. Both of my siblings are like that, who are career mad like myself. And then also my grandparents, even when they were up working and still here, we're all very career driven people. So
Okay, so it kind of runs in the whole family.
Oh yeah, it absolutely does.
Are your kids going to be the same?
We'll get to that when we get to that.
I like it. So how old are you now?
27.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second.
Yeah, that's amazing. So 27, you've owned multiple homes, you've been very successful, you're selling. How many were you projected this year, do you think?
So the goal this year, I want to try and hit about 150.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so in like your Ray White terminology or whichever, our goal is to hit Chairman's Elite this year by end of financial year.
Yeah. And how close are you to 150?
So we're due to hit Elite next week.
Amazing.
Yeah, forecast. We've had a bit of a quiet month with listings, but that's okay. Look, everything comes in waves, so we are projected to hit it by June.
Wow, that's going to be exciting.
It will be.
Does that ever going to stop for you? Are you thinking to go to 150 then to 200, or are you going to be 150 and okay with that, or what's going to...
I'll never stop. No, I'm naturally competitive by nature, but obviously with that being said as well, you've got to learn to, like with growth, you've got to be able to learn how to manage it. So I think once I get to being able to understand how to manage 150 sales during the year, including keeping myself intact, then I'll be able to learn how to manage 200. And then you want to kind of progress from there because you don't want to plateau, because I feel like if you start to plateau, then that's when you start to tip off.
Can you talk to me about the ups and downs of your real estate career? Like, what have you learned throughout this entire process?
I've learned a lot. So outside of sales, I've done pretty much everything except for accounts. So I started my career in reception out at a company out at Jimboomba that had quite a high staff turnover. So going through there, pretty much teaching myself how to go through and just pretty much going through and doing all archiving to managing my own commercial storage units complex, to going out and being someone else's EA as a sales associate at quite a young age as well, to then going and doing property management, everything else. My last company, I was actually office manager before I come over to this. But to answer your question about ups and downs, I think it was probably not knowing how to find my footing, and because I'm like, I want to learn everything, I want to learn it all now. Probably the lower parts were when I wasn't too sure on what I wanted to do moving forward, like what role I wanted to go into. Like, I loved leasing, I loved business development, that was absolutely fantastic, but at the same time as well, I also love this, that, and the other. But now I find that I love managing a team. I love coming into work literally every day, but at the same time as well, I like the opportunity to go out and sell as well.
Yeah. What pushes you at the moment? Like, a lot of people would actually aspire to be at the level that you're at.
Yeah.
And now you're like, that sucks, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
So what drives you? What gets you out of bed every morning?
Do you want the honest answer, or
I'd love the honest answer.
spite? Joking. No, I'm naturally competitive by nature, but at the same time as well, like I've bought quite a few properties. Without naming names, I have had a couple of interesting experiences, and I know that my mum has as well, and so has my dad, like purchasing, and then also, with that whole process, it's like making sure that when I'm going to work, I want to make sure that people have a good experience. It's daunting, from going and selling your first home, like where you've already got the memories for, to whether it be separation, anything else, deceased estate, that sort of thing. There's everything has a story, but it's like I want to go out there, obviously, establish myself in the marketplace that I'm very passionate about, and then being able to help people move forward with their new journey.
How do you handle those tough conversations? That's the hardest part of one of the hardest parts, in my opinion, what real estate is like a lot of it can be due to a difficult situation that people are in.
Yeah, I suppose that's handling harder conversations and stuff like that. It all depends. Like, I like to understand what the sort of person that I'm dealing with before I go around having that difficult conversation. I'm a very emotional human being, contrary to popular belief, but I do like to make sure that I'm figuratively speaking, I'm holding your hand the whole way through it. So it's like with deceased estates, for example speaking, it's obviously it's going to be a very tender topic, and how you're going about it. It's like, look, what way are we comfortable? With proceeding? Like, do you want to make sure, you just want to make sure that everyone's comfortable throughout the whole process as well, that also delivering the message at the same time.
Yeah, sure. What's the message?
Oh, like delivering what you need to convey, really.
Yeah. Yeah, because there'd be such a interesting mix of different dynamics, and I'm going to assume breakups and divorces as well, which can be probably sometimes not very nice to each other. So how would you talk to a new agent coming through to how to deal with a situation like that? Well, let's say it's potentially there's a bit of angst in the room.
Yeah. So a big one that I've had to learn would probably be not to take it all on board. Remember that there's 3 sides to every story.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember there's 3 sides to every story. You're there to do the job, but at the same time, you're still trying to maintain a rapport as well. So you don't act as though you're biased or anything like that to any circumstance.
Yeah, amazing. If we look back at your homeowner journey, as you're saying, you've had a couple of ups and downs even during that process, and probably learn a few things. Can we start with how did you buy your first home?
Yeah.
And how old were you?
So my first home, if you want to run off a technicality, the first contract I signed to purchase a home was when I was 23. So I'd walked into the company that I worked at beforehand. Actually, we did a lot of off-the-plan development, and I had, aspirations that I was going to stay there. Anyway, that's another story for another day. So I'd said to my principal, I'm like, I want to buy my first home. Can I utilize the first home owner's grant? Went through, calculated the sums, worked it all out, and signed a contract for an off-the-plan apartment up in Wollongabba. Yeah. So due to builder delays, and many other things. I signed that in December of 2020. That settled in October last year, but I actually on-sold it in the meantime. So, a bit you got to take a win with a loss. I have bought other property in the meantime. Life didn't go my way, so last year I did end up selling one of my properties as well. But just recently bought and settled on a property for me and my 2 dogs. So yeah, so it is not, regardless as to whatever your circumstance is, whether you're a sales agent, whatever your career aspect may be, it doesn't make it any easier trying to buy and sell. It absolutely doesn't. But that's just coming from someone who's that's how I see it as, at least. So it's always going to be a journey, but it's the what you're wanting out of it. So I'm very lucky in myself. I did start learning that at a young age and leverage one off another.
Yep.
Now I'm happy in the house that I bought.
Are you a good saver? How did you get to that point where you're like, I've got a deposit for a house at 23?
I worked my ass off, to put that in the nicest way I possibly can. I am a good saver. I'm quite a minimalist as well. So I don't go out much at all. I think I've only ever been out probably once. That's it. But
we're talking just to the clubs. We're not talking outside.
Yeah, no, to the clubs, definitely outside. No, I'm a very active person. I do a lot of sport, but I'm quite frugal in that sort of sense as well. You keep everything down to minimalist and that sort of jazz as well. Yeah.
When you say worked your ass off, what does that look like? Are you working 3 jobs or?
No, so the hours that I work with this job, obviously we have the flexibility to be able to work when how we want to. The effort that you put in is the effort that you're going to get out. During COVID, for example, I was put on reduced hours. So what was I doing in my spare time? I was working with my mum and dad at their transport company. We were doing electrical line scoping. When I started working at Ray White, I was pushing 7 days a week. Yep. Putting in the hours, because at the end of the day, I'm like, well, I'm coming in. I don't coming in, and I don't want anyone to turn around and say to me, it's like, oh, well, you wouldn't have that if it wasn't for me. And I'm like, so what did I do? Literally 6 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock at night, every single day. If not, it was probably a lot later and probably a lot earlier starts too. Yeah. But it was, just constant. I'm a very routine-based person as well. So it's, everything was down to a T on the, down to pretty much the hour that I was doing things, to making sure that everything was done properly.
Is that still the same?
Absolutely.
Run me through your routine. What does that look like?
So work-wise, or outside of work, or a whole day?
You just give me the brief rundown of a whole day.
A whole day. So I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh God, you're the second person to tell me that in today. And this is what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, so I get up, I try to have everything even prepared the night before. So it's even from the outfit that I'm wearing to the gym, to my pre-workout and that sort of stuff. That's all ready to go for me. So I can pretty much get up, take the dogs out in the morning, go to the gym, come back, get everything ready and go to work. I'm at work by 8 o'clock. And then during the day as well, all depending on what sort of appointments I've got. I know Monday, I'm doing all my follow-up callbacks from over the weekend. I'm touching base with my owners, and then also trying to get through and do my prospecting calls during the day too. So while I'm outside of work, when I'm not in the office and I'm in the car, I'm also on the phone as well, calling as many people as possible. I'm touching base with people. If they don't answer the phone, I know they don't, I'm sending them a text.
Yep.
That sort of stuff.
Yeah, so you're relentless.
Yeah, pretty relentless, yeah.
Relentlessly structured, though, from the sound of things. For me, my personality can be a bit here, there, everywhere, all over the place, trying to do 20 things at once.
Yeah.
Are you will finish a task and then move on, or are you juggling multiple things?
I can juggle 8 things at once, but at the same time, I'm very scattered. Although I've got an absolute structure, I am very scattered at the same time, because there is so much going on as well. But all of those tasks do get done by the end of the day.
And how do you tick that off? Do you have a to-do list? Are you a traditional writer or anything, or?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a whole list of things that I like to get done, say, on your Mondays, your Tuesdays, your Wednesdays, everything. Yeah.
It honestly sounds like the dream for me. I wish I was that structured. And I'm so sick of hearing that successful people wake up at 4 a.m. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we can do it if you're a night owl? Is it? Give me something else.
I'm asleep by 9 o'clock. I'm pretty much an old woman.
Yeah.
But no, I'm up pretty much at 4 o'clock, but I do a lot of sport too. So I'm at the gym in the morning, and then in the afternoons as well, I also do martial arts. So I'm there in the afternoons as well.
And you've been quite successful in martial arts, haven't you?
Yeah. Been doing that for a few years.
Yeah. Talk to me about that. What's your belt ranking?
So I've dabbled in quite a few martial arts. So I actually started at the age of 9 in Taekwondo. If anyone wants to say that sport's for sissies, I absolutely disagree with you. I was beaten from a young age.
Yeah.
I hold my first and black belt in Taekwondo. So I actually got my black belt at the age of 13 and was assisting instructing up until the age of about 23.
Yep.
yeah, on and off for about 23. I've dabbled in Muay Thai and MMA, and then I also currently now do boxing, which I'm about to compete in.
What do you like about it?
It's the level of discipline. I think if I didn't have the element of discipline with that growing up, I probably wouldn't be the person that I am today because it shaped who I am as a person.
Yeah. Do you think that had something to do with your real estate career as well?
Oh, absolutely. Because the level of discipline, like, he had it drilled into you from a young age. Like, I've been doing martial arts for nearly 20 years. So it's like we were told it's like, this, like, you're to abide by the instructions of your instructor. So it's like, Avi says jump, I say how high.
Mm.
Like, you're given instructions on what to do. You go out and you do that and make sure that everything's all done to code. So Avi says, no, we change this around. I'm like, right, let's go. We're changing this.
Can you switch off?
I can. It just takes a bit.
How long does it take?
Takes a lot. I've got to like completely veg
Yeah.
out, but like I only give myself a day off a week too. So
Yeah.
when I'm vegging, I'm like when I completely just switch off, that's it. Like I'll be chilled out, and I only really need like that one day where I'm just completely chilled.
Okay. When was the last time you had a big holiday?
Next question.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I took a bit of time off over Christmas, a couple of days with my family because we were all together, so that was quite good. But a couple of days off there, and I was back into the swing of things straight after.
Do you just love what you do?
Yeah.
Mm.
Makes me happy. It really does.
Yeah. Would you recommend what you're doing for other people? Do you think everyone can do it?
I think everyone can do it, but it's one of those things as well where you need to have a lot of discipline to do it because anyone can say, oh, sales is easy, sales is easy. I'll tell you what, it's not because people like, oh, they think that a listing is going to come from, shaking a tree and a listing is going to fall out of it. They're not seeing the stuff in the background. The people see, oh, what is it? You've got a nice car. You own your own home. You own multiple homes and stuff like that. It's like you've sold this, that, and the other, but it's like you don't understand the rapport that it's taken for you to be able to get to that client, to be able to sit in front of that person, sign the documents to get that sale sold from there. People don't understand that, and a lot of the time, like a lot of people just don't broadcast that either. Whereas I'm very straight down the line. I'll tell you straight off the bat. I'm very, very brutal with it as well. It's like, look, if you're going to crack under pressure, it's probably not going to be ideal for you. If you're going to be like, if you are a sentiment, like, I don't know how to say this nicely. I suppose it's one of those things as well. It's like before you go jump straight in to be a lead agent, I would recommend go and learn every other, like all facets of everything because it is a harsh industry, but it's very, very rewarding.
Yeah, the dropout rates are insane. It's
Yeah.
80-90% of people in the first few years dropping out.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of associates come through AKG. They're like, yep, I'm ready to go. I want to jump straight in. When I say associate, sorry, they're interviewing. They're like, I want to be a lead agent. But you've got to pull them back. You're like, no. Like, let's do 2 or 3 years. I know that sounds like a long time.
It sounds like a long time, but what people don't understand is as well as like how much the market can shift. So when people were saying, oh, sales is so easy come that 2021, no one had ever seen anything like that before. We were like, when I'd started in real estate, you were lucky to get 2 people registered to bid at an auction or 2 people rock up to your open homes. Everyone was holding on to their chairs. They didn't know what to do. But it's like now, like in that 2021 period, which is when I went out in sales as my own agent, I'm like, oh, okay, there's a lot of people here. This is how you manage it. But then there's also the market shifts and stuff like that. You've got to be able to cater to all of it and know what you're doing in the meantime to be able to sustain moving forward.
And being so young, how did you learn these skills? Like, how did you learn to be a leader at the same time? Because you've obviously got a team under you as well.
Yeah.
We actually had, so Isabella, who was on a podcast with us just earlier, brought you up and said she aspires that your team has like, you're like a girl team, you're killing it, you're doing really cool things.
Yeah.
So you've actually also got an impact you more, which you may or may not be aware of, that people look at you and go, how has Jett Jones done this? She is amazing. She's got this cool girl boss team.
Yeah.
How did you learn this? You're like 27.
Oh, well, I'm really flattered to hear that as well, which is really nice to hear. But like with that, there does come a lot of stigma around being a whole group of chicks, but I do have 2 males that work with me as well.
True.
Yes, they're absolutely brilliant, but working with women, sometimes it does have the tendency to be quite bitchy. I don't operate that way. We the girls that I've got that work with me, we're all very straight down the line. We don't argue or anything like that. There's never any issues. It's like if there's a problem, all right, you're a kid, I'm a kid, let's sort it out, shake hands, move on from there. But it's like how to become a leader at such a young age. Like you've got to make sure you know what you're doing first, and then make sure that you've got the right people around you as well. Because if you don't have the right people around you that are stabbing you in the back, you're not going to be able to move forward. And As harsh as that may sound, it's true. I've been there, done that, not doing that again.
Your team's very down to earth.
Yeah.
Quite welcoming. Sarah came up here the other day, actually.
Yeah.
Said hello and gave us 20 minutes, which was awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad it was only 20 minutes because she doesn't stop talking in the meantime.
Oh, that's awesome. What's a big part of your culture, do you think? Like, what do they need to bring to work with your team?
I suppose, this is going to sound just left of center. Like, to work in my team, obviously, you've got to have that drive. I don't do lazy. No, that goes quickly. Yeah, it'll be quick. You'll be out of the door quicker than what you're in it. I don't do lazy. But you've got to have some sort of drive. And at the same time, you've got to be that little bit different as well. Like, everyone sees, I don't like a whole cut, copy, paste, that sort of stuff. It's like everyone's got to have that point of difference. We've all got that point of difference, but we all communicate the same sort of way as well, which is great. Like Benson, for example, he's joined my team in the last 6 months and absolute little wizard he is. He's actually come from a background working in health. He'd come straight over. He come over to us and he just fits in. Just works like an absolute treat. Little bit warped sense of humor, like the rest of us do, but we've all got drive. We've all got the same common goal on what we want to do.
And it's obviously working.
Yeah. Well, it's and I say to people straight off the bat, when you're coming over, I'm like, we run off a no bullshit basis. It's it's very much of what you see is what you get. If there's dramas, let's sort it.
Yep.
Yeah. You got ideas, bring it to the table. It's I don't if there's any way that I can improve on how I'm running my business, and I always ask this in my one-on-ones. It's like, look, this is what you're doing. What could I be doing better as a principal to be able to cater to this? Team better. Is there anything that you think completely open forum? If there's something that you think that I can improve on, let me know and I will implement that straight away.
We talk about Avi Khan for a little bit.
Yes.
He'll love this. He just won Principal of the Year.
Yeah.
And we're talking good leaders like yourself. Avi's just won Principal of the Year Australia. That's insane.
Absolutely deserved, can I just say as well. What a fantastic human being he is.
Has he had any impact on your career, do you think?
I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am today if I wasn't for Avi Khan.
Yeah.
I remember the day that I actually called him up for a job and he answered straight off the bat and he's like, Jett Jones. I'm like, here we go. And then we ended
Well, they had your number saved.
Yeah, because I'd actually applied for a job with him a couple of years ago. Did a couple of years before I'd actually started.
Yep.
Didn't end up happening. Well, the position was offered. I didn't take it, and that was a stupid decision. But hey, you got to grow, don't you? Anyway, ended up coming over. I wanted to come over as a sales associate. Had a discussion with mum and partner at the time, and I'm like, no, actually, no. I think I'll just go. No, stuff it. I don't want to be an associate. I'll be put in as an agent. He's like, let's do it.
Yeah.
I have got so much respect for him because not only does he deal with me screaming quite frequently, but he points me down the right direction as well. He's had my back through everything that I've done. Everything that I've done, he's always been one of my biggest supporters, and I'll always be thankful of him for that.
What did you take away from his leadership style, which you think you can bring into your team?
What can I do to be like him?
Wow.
Yeah. What can I do to be like him?
He does things very, very well. And I think I actually say this a lot in a lot of my own sort of personal meetings when people say, what's Avi like? And I say, he's just so collaborative.
Yeah.
He's so open to being creative and doing something different. But he also moves faster than almost anyone that I've ever met. Yeah,
absolutely. And I have worked under a few real estate bosses as well. And he doesn't have that, where he is open, and wants to know, what we're doing, what we could do, that sort of stuff as well. And that's something I've tried to implement for my team. Whereas I've worked under other companies where it's just been like, no, it's my way or the highway. That's it. Whereas Avi, he's very open. He wants to know things. He wants to know how we can improve. It's not just him that's in charge. He's got everyone around him helping him make decisions, even though he's still the one in charge, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. He's got a strong leadership group.
Yeah.
What does 2025 look like? So what are you going to do differently this year? What are you going to do more of? Or how are you going to get to 150?
I think probably learn how to balance myself out a bit more and delegate a bit more. I'm very, very guilty of the fact that I hold on to jobs a lot. So I've been told that I need to give some of my jobs out. I mean dispersed through the team. But I think moving for this year, it's have structure, different ways of implementing
more structure.
Yeah, implementing more structure and delegating a little bit further about okay, this is what our plan's going to be, bang, 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 with our core areas, and this is what we're going to do moving forward. Yep.
Jeez, my goal of this year is going to be as structured as you are now, not more structured.
Yeah, I probably have too many things in place, and then it makes me a little bit scattered, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We're cool. I understand it, and that's the main thing.
Exactly. As long as it works for you.
Yeah.
I get everything done, but typically it's from A, B to Z, and then it's back to C, and it's like this way, and it gets done.
Yeah, it's like so long as it gets done, it's totally fine. It's done properly. I think that's the main thing. Like regardless as to whether it's here, there, or everywhere.
Yeah.
Like as so long as it's done and done properly, it's all good.
Yeah, I love that. Quickly, you're come across as quite like thick-skinned, right? Like not much really affects you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's true. Maybe you go home and it does, but
Yeah.
what is actually giving you that thick skin? Is there anything like, have you got any stories or anything?
I suppose everyone has their own sort of personal things that they go through. In the meantime, like I grew up doing taekwondo. I had the shit kicked out of me when I was quite young. So like that's one element of it, of like discipline and that sort of stuff. But I've done property management where I've had very, very interesting cases of, being screamed at and called, right through my pedigree and that sort of stuff. Fun stuff. Dealt with a lot of people outside of work. I've been in multiple different sorts of environments as well that have just made me like not very tolerant in some cases. Some call it quite icy, but at the same time as well, it's, like property management did a lot to it. And then also in this role, having to learn how to switch off in some sort of cases as well. Like I said, I am quite an emotional creature, but at the same time, I do need to switch that off and then no, that's it. Cut it off at the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that probably does sound quite harsh, but you've got to learn how to do it. Otherwise, you go home and you end up distressed from it.
I was listening to a podcast from Mr. Beast the other day. He did one with Stephen Bartlett, and he was saying that not many people would like to be in my head. And he goes, and if I wanted to be as successful as I am, I probably have to leave my mental health sometimes at the door.
Yeah.
Which is pretty rough.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of mental health awareness out nowadays.
100%. 100%.
So how do you feel about that? Is it worth it, do you think? If you think being the most let's just say you're the most successful real estate agent.
I got what you meant.
In all of the world.
Yeah.
But at the cost of the stress and everything that comes with it, is it worth it for you?
Look, it is worth it. The stress of work is one thing that I can switch off at times. Personal stress, dealt with a bit of that, a bit of headache last year. I had an awful year last year in my personal life, but that's, like I said, another story for another day. Like, it's just how you switch off and how you move forward from it. So what I do to sort of, like, everyone has their bad days, and it's all about how you deal with it. And the way I deal with it's probably not going to be the same as how someone else is going to. But what I do is I sit back, I reflect, because as much as I'm an emotional creature, I'm a very reactive one too, unfortunately. I have to sit back, reflect, come back to it in 5 minutes. I'm like, right, is this worth my energy or is it not? Yeah, or is this going to ruin the rest of my day? Yeah, because if it's going to ruin the rest of my day, I'm not going to look at it. I'm just going to push it under the carpet. Leave it for another day. But like, if it's something that I can sort out then and there, I'll let myself be reactive about it. But like, say if it's an email that I read, like for example, I got one on Monday afternoon, I put my phone down, I went for a walk, got a coffee, sculled it, and then came back and reread it again. Had to get one of my girlfriends to have a look over it. I'm like, right, am I overreacting? Yes, Jett. Okay, cool. This is how I'm going to respond to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very aware of you to know, okay, I'm an emotional creature.
Yeah, but I'm also reactive.
And I'm reactive, yeah.
Very conflicting.
So I'm just going to go for a walk before I reply.
Yes. Yes, and you'll be surprised at how many times that'll stop you from putting your foot in your mouth.
Yeah. Good advice. I like that.
I learned it not too long ago after being the product of my own consequences.
Sure.
Yeah.
Final question, Jett. We're at 29 minutes here. What's your definition of success?
My definition of success is whether you want to look at it from a real estate perspective or a personal perspective. If you're in a position where in your life where you feel like you've accomplished, where you've ticked all the boxes of everything in your bucket list and you're still striving for more, but you're happy with the person that you are as well, to me, that's successful. For myself, it's like, I'm not an arrogant person, and I strive very hard not to be perceived as that either, but like humble in the sense I'm grateful. I do have a home I've got a home with 2 dogs. I've got a fantastic team that I know that are just absolutely wonderful. I've got a great boss. My family's amazing. I'm surrounded by great people. To me, I find that to be happy, and that's a win to me. Yeah.
So to sum that up, you're saying that you can push as hard as you like and you can enjoy every moment. You can be super successful. You can have the things you like. And
Yeah.
if you missed out on, I don't know, a few holidays here and there, big whoop because you've loved every part of the process.
Absolutely.
Jett Jones, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so
You
much
killed
for
it.
having me.
I'm like,